Will the Menendez brothers get out?
They said, Alex Stone said one of them could be out as soon as today.
So is that how it works? I don't know how. I was going to ask, how does that, Bell, how does that work? When they paroled you, what happened?
I just basically went in and said, I'm not really sorry, but I'm tired of living here. Can I please get out? And they went, I'm fine.
You know, it'd be funny if one of them was truly committed to the comedy craft and they said, are you a danger to society? They should say, all the people I didn't like are already dead, so I'm good now.
No promises about the future, though. I might dislike somebody else soon.
I like how they say, they could be a danger. To who? Who's... They're not going to be a danger to society.
No, I think it was clear what their intention was, and it was just two people.
Yep, it was two people, and as we found out later in life, the dad was the worst person around.
Yeah.
And while they shouldn't have done what they did, it's 35 years, 38 years, whatever it's been. It's time to move on. Right? They can go start their podcast, but I don't think they're a danger. I don't for a second think they're going to come out and just blasting the rest of the family.
Yeah. So it's Eric who could get a decision from the board as soon as today.
And I think it was Matt Gutman or somebody said that they were they're pretty much the model citizens as far as prisoners go. Like no issues, they've had no problems outside of a cell phone violation or something like that. They've had, they've got nothing.
Right.
So it's not like they're in there fighting every single day. So, although which one of them's married and then left his wife, having never left the prison, by the way, and married another girl?
I think that's Lyle.
Lyle's got game. There are a bunch of people out there going, I can't even get a date. That guy's got married behind bars. On several occasions.
It is amazing the freak shows that go for prisoners.
You know why? There's psychology to that. You know where that person is all the time.
Yeah.
You're their world, right? They focus on you. Everything's about you. You are their world, and you are the lifeline to that world. And it gives you something because you also know where that person is every day. And at the same time, you kind of live your life. It's a weird thing. It is. But there's also the infamy side of it. Because you could tell everybody your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever it is famous, is infamous. I mean, OJ wasn't short of the ladies.
Well, didn't Richard Ramirez get married in prison?
Had so many girlfriends. But what about, what's his name?
Ted Bundy?
Ted had a lot. But the Charles Manson, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. The infamy's part of it. But for Ramirez, he would have in trial, there would be all of these women that are just lusting over him. They could fix him, too. There's a couple of them. I could fix him.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't chop me up.
Not me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting.
Look at Luigi Mangione.
Oh, yeah. But see, here's the thing. Richard, Ted Bundy, both, they're okay-looking guys. Ted was, and he was very smart and charming. And Mangione, he's a good-looking dude. Outside of this, I'm sure he didn't have trouble getting women. But now there's something that goes on top of that, which is that infamy. So that's just it's crazy. He could be out. How weird is that, after being out after 35-plus years? And the world knows who you are. There's been Netflix specials.
Yeah.
There's been documentaries. There's podcasts about you.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was that Ryan, now I can't remember his name. He does all the horror shows on FX.
Oh, yes.
Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy's Menendez brothers thing was pretty cool. Yeah. Had, not Benicio del Toro, Javier Bardem.
Oh, yeah.
Played the father.
That's right. Now, we are hearing there is an active shooter in Chattanooga.
What?
That's what people are saying.
Okay.
I do not know anything about it.
I am not seeing anything on that.
Possible active shooter at UTC's campus.
Okay.
Is what people are saying. But I don't know how real that is. WSMV is now reporting it.
Campus.
Are they back? They're back in school now.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know if the universities.
Yeah.
Okay. Lots of reports.
But no
run, hide,
information.
fight. UTC sends possible active shooter alert.
Yeah, I don't see any information outside of campus is locked down.
Police department spokesperson says it started as a shots fired call. And then as of 1 o'clock, she says police have not located any victims on campus. They're an hour ahead of us. They're Eastern time zone. There's a large police presence. All students on campus are sheltering in place.
Oh, so they must be back. Because I know, like, some schools, like, the Rush people were back. The athletes were back. But school, I know, was delayed a week or two for a lot of them. So I don't know. So,
all right, we'll keep an eye on that, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Jason says Ted Bundy was a fairly attractive person. I'm not saying this. That I'm a homosexual. I know, Jason. We understand that.
I love it when you've got to put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah. Everybody said they're locked in the classrooms.
Locked
so
in
as
the
of
classrooms.
now, Brad said his daughter's there. She's a freshman. She is locked down.
Okay, well, that confirms. Prayers for your daughter, Brad.
That's it. And again, all the information I'm seeing, even on Twitter for the places I go, is super limited. Other than just they're locked down.
Brink Fiddler just called, who's our inside guy with Defense Systems, and he is a former policeman and has a lot of sources in police departments.
Yeah.
And he said that they've got contact teams out there. They can't find any victims, and they think it was a spoof call.
Okay, spoof call.
Well, see, that's going on today. Apparently, this same threat.
Was the bomb threat today, right?
Yeah, the bomb threat at the University School of Nashville. Apparently, that it was an email sent this morning to a staffer right as kids were arriving. And apparently, that same email was sent to private schools around the nation.
Okay.
So there's something going on, right?
That's
I hate it when people do this.
Oh, I know.
And I really do hope that's the case at UTC too.
Oh, I do too. But yeah, I saw that today, and nobody seemed to be worried about the bomb threat after a couple minutes because I think everybody knew, okay, this is a joke, or it's not a joke, but it's definitely not
a hoax.
It's a hoax. It's not a threat. So I hope that's this here too. Why? What? Like, what's today? What about today would make something? Is there something that we should know about?
Who knows, man? I don't think so. I don't think this is a day of significance. August 21st.
That is no. I don't think it is. There's nothing significant. It's not the Menendez brothers.
No.
Them getting out. This is it. I can't let them out. I'm looking at the Outer Banks, by the way. 4-foot storm surge. The fact that the governor has to go, hey, don't go in the water. That's what?
It ought to be, look, if you want to go in the water, that's fine. Just don't call for rescue.
Yeah, nobody's rescuing you. I mean, there isn't. There isn't. It does show you, though, how big. It's not going to come anywhere close to the shore, but the damage that it can do from that distance is crazy. It is.
Because it's, 200 miles off the coast?
Yeah, something like that. And it's 20-foot surges in some areas. I mean, it's going to be, it's hefty, but it's not. Thank God it's not coming ashore because they've been beat up enough, haven't they?
No doubt, man.
Speaking of that, did you see the parents yesterday? Because everybody's talking, redistricting, it's all great. The parents of the children who drowned were at the state capitol yesterday, finally being able to give portions of their testimony because this became all about redistricting. Some of it was so heart-wrenching. This one lady talking about, I sent my daughter there with hope and love and excitement, and she came home in a box. And it was just like, oh. And then this
that's
other
a gut punch.
Yeah, and this other family, they, I think it's Janie Hunt. She's the of the Hunt family, the football team who owns the Chiefs and everything.
Right.
They don't have her body, I think. That's what they're saying. Still have yet to collect that. They don't know where. They've never found her.
Well, when you have that much damage going on, you just have no idea where nature could have taken the body to.
Yeah. And what it buried under, too, because it changed a lot of that, topography and everything. That was just, because nature does what nature does, and it was
Debris
horrific.
collected everywhere.
I mean, I remember listening to the thing that got me out of all of that was the phone call from the fire captain to 911 to raise the alarm, and the lady's like, I got to get a supervisor. And it took 45 minutes before they raised the alarm.
Yeah, that, goodness.
That's government for you.
Yeah, it is. It is government.
I mean, you had a guy on the ground seeing it, saying, we've got to get people out of here.
And by the way, a guy that's his job. He's a fireman.
Mm-hmm.
He's part of the safety and rescue crew. And, they were, and we forget because the original reason they called the special session and then threw in the redistricting where it became all about that and not about they should have separated that altogether. That should have been specifically for that.
I agree.
And if you want to argue about the weed, that's the other thing. Boy, man, are they coming hard for weed in Texas. Woo!
Yeah, they are. That attorney general there, or is it the lieutenant governor?
Yeah,
he wants it banned.
Got to be careful with that stuff, man. Make you sleepy.
Yeah, well, yeah, he goes, they're gummies. They're acting like candy. They can't do anything you do, but we know how dangerous they are. Are you kidding me? Really?
I want to be at a press conference and just look at one of those guys saying something like that and go, shut up. You're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, where's your proof? Well, this guy took one and then he walked in front of a train. He's an idiot. What more do you want? He walked. We're not up here ever talking about alcohol. Why are we doing that? Just that's the thing. But man, listening to those parents yesterday, I listened to a lot of it because, having a soon-to-be 7-year-old, she'll be a 7 next week, just the thought of her going to a camp and never coming home because something like that, it just eats your soul. And, like I say, I was, watching them give their testimony and talk about stuff. And the whole time, these people are just excited to get out there to talk about, well, we finally got redistricting. We finally gerrymandered the system so we win more seats. What do you guys think of that? Okay.
Take that.
Take that. I saw that Trump doesn't have to pay $500 million or whatever he was supposed to pay.
No, I mean, there still might be a penalty from what I understand, but apparently this appeals court there in New York said that this amount was excessive and apparently violated some statute. So the ruling stands. The penalty was tossed.
Yeah.
But there still could be a penalty announced.
And that's still going to be appealed all the way up.
It's going all the way.
I thought that there was no cap on the penalty because Orange Man bad.
No. There was always first of all, and this is the civil over his loans because he inflated his net worth to get favorable loans at a lower interest rate. And that's when he owned that property called Mar-a-Lago that was worth $3, even though the place next door was a quarter of the size and not built on and was worth $500 billion. Look, there's a lot of stuff I sit there and I go, I have honestly thought this. The whole thing with Trump and the stuff that he kept wasn't about what he kept. It was about the way he tried to do some stuff. I think he could have been in some trouble there because it's always about the cover-up, right? Even if it's not a crime, it's about the cover-up. That's what gets you in trouble. But the rest of this stuff from extending, we had COVID, so the statute of limitation, we're going to have to extend it another year to this baloney where you had no victim.
But you keep forgetting, Orange Man bad.
Orange Man's bad. That's right. So a lot of stuff to get to today. Some interesting stuff, including this new poll out about what America thinks is the greatest threat to our nation. And I find this fascinating. We'll talk about that. We got some fun stuff as well. Obviously, we'll discuss the controversy of Cracker Barrel because it needs to be discussed.
You can't say that slur on the air.
Well, they've gotten rid of all of that. Soon it's just going to be Barrel.
Oh, okay.
At the rate we're going. Hey, did you guys go to Barrel? Oh, my Lord. That's the way they're going. So we'll talk about that. Let us know what you think about everything. And, of course, we're breaking news, and I'm talking breaking news the minute we find out if the dangerous Lyle, is it Lyle today?
It's Eric? Lyle today. No, it's Eric today, Lyle on Friday, tomorrow.
We'll find out if one of them get out of prison today, and should you be looking around the corner from him. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Raycon, best earbuds around. Love my Raycons. They are incredible. And I'm talking about the sound quality that's awesome. By the way, the look is so cool as well. So the ones I've always talked about, the everyday earbuds, those are a little bit thicker. These are a little bit smaller. They fit perfectly. You won't even know they're there. It's almost like you're wearing nothing. But then you listen to it and you're like, whoa. And you can control it so easily. It's amazing. Just one touch. You can answer your phone from there. 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life, active noise cancellation, fast charging, and the price that will not break the bank. In fact, I'm going to save you an extra 20%, get you free shipping, and you will love these things. 30-day happiness guarantee, and you're going to love them big time. If you want the best sound quality with the best fit at a price that starts about half the price of other premium audio brands, and I'm talking about the OGs, the original E25s from Raycon. Grab these right now. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad. That's buyraycon.com/Chad.
We're still following reports of a possible active shooter at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga campus. Right now, that campus is on lockdown, but no shooter or even shots fired have been confirmed at this time. But we'll get you the very latest on that and other top stories at 12:30. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, a lot of you chiming in and texting and saying, did you know about, the active shooter? We do know. Who called in earlier? Somebody called in earlier. And
Brink Fiddler
from Defense Systems.
And he said
that he had spoken to people on the inside with the department and that it looks like it was a hoax call because they had contact teams on the campus and they could not find a shooter, they could not find a victim, and they aren't even sure the shots actually were fired.
And that comes on the heels of several hoax bomb threats today.
Yeah,
including one here.
Yeah, the University School of Nashville, which is a private school. And then the very same email sent to the Nashville private school showed up at independent private schools across the country.
So, God willing, it's just somebody doing something completely stupid.
Let's hope so.
Understanding that once you send an email, there's a good chance they'll be able to find out where that email came from. Yep.
Yeah, and better hoax than actual incident.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Absolutely.
And, some people have said, well, I've heard people have been shot. We have not seen any of that. I've not seen.
And Brink specifically said they were searching for but could not find any victims.
Yeah. So I don't, again, and these things are fluid, you know? I just remember I was driving from Sacramento to L.A., back home. When I lived out there, we were getting ready to move up to Sacramento and went, got the apartment and everything. And then we were driving back home. And when we got on the road in the morning, there was gunfire reported at Virginia Tech. And by the time we got home at night, the first report was there was a few injured, nothing else. And by the time we got home at night, obviously.
And then what, 23?
Yeah, it's horrific.
Yeah, so, that's the guy who locked the doors.
Yes, he did. So we're looking. Hopefully it is a hoax. God willing, it's a hoax. Because what is wrong with people? Like, how do you get that in your mind? Whatever happened to just pulling the fire alarm and everybody laughs and we all move on with our life? Whatever happened to that?
And not to be morbid about it, what happened to people just self-harming instead of going out and going, I'm taking 30 people with me?
Yeah, that's
the one thing I don't understand. I wonder if we've done any studies as to when that trend started. When a mass shooter, like when was the first case of a shooter taking a bunch of people out and then offing himself?
That's a great question. Well, I mean, the first one that we remember in I guess time. Well, was it that I remember, and I don't know if they shot him. Remember San Diego, the McDonald's in El Cajon? There's a new Netflix special about that. That was
okay.
That guy killed a lot. You had the guys in Texas.
The
guy in the
tower?
tower, but I think the police shot, or the state troopers shot him.
Yeah. Who was the guy in Texas that, what was it, was it Luby's?
Yeah, that was
the
Luby's.
Yeah. But the first one I can remember, though, like in real time that we saw was obviously Columbine.
Yeah.
Columbine.
And, you know, that's when
that was the first school.
Yeah, because mostly kids that were pissed and angry, if they were going to do anything, it was to one person or it was to a parent.
Right.
But then Columbine seemed to put this thing in front and center to everywhere. And these people who have such hate for the world that they want to take it out on the world. It's like they think they're getting their pain taken care of by doing this. And I think, too, you know, I think there's a certain, it sounds awful, but the notoriety of always thinking they're going to be, you know, somewhat in the public sphere.
See, to me, that is the most compelling reason that people look at these crimes as examples of ways to handle situations.
Yes.
Is they look at it and go, I'm going to be perpetually famous. I may be infamous, but people are going to know my name forever.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you're good. Yeah. I mean, you know, you're going to be, because when you say the word Columbine, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yep.
Everybody
and who you're talking
about. 100%. They know exactly who and what you're talking about. There are just certain things like that. But you're right. At what point did people start, you know, obviously University of Texas was an odd one, but this want to take other people out, and it's not political. It is mental illness and anger and hatred. It's a bizarre thing. And like you said, they rather than take it out on themselves or even somebody who's close to them, you would think about, they want to take it out on other people, innocent people.
People they may not even know.
Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural, regional thing. I don't know. But the high school I went to in Oklahoma, every car in that parking lot had at least one rifle or shotgun in the rack.
Yeah.
And there were fights, but nobody ever thought about grabbing their gun and shooting somebody.
No.
And they were readily available.
They never did.
Everybody had a gun.
Yeah. And nobody thought twice about it. Nobody thought, I'm going to solve this problem by going to my car and getting my weapon.
No. What they did was they would fight, and then they'd live to fight another day, or you know, that was it.
Yep.
And in today's world now especially, whether it is somebody who's got a mental illness or it's somebody who thinks everything has to be solved because they've got beef with everybody. If you touch them or give them a dirty eye, they think they got to solve with a gun.
You're dissing them.
Yeah, you don't want to diss anybody. You don't want to diss us. I'll tell you that right now. Whoop, whoop. Coming up, we'll have more on what's going on in Chattanooga. We're hoping it looks like it's a hoax, but a horrible one at that. A bunch of other stuff to get to as well, including truth. What do you think the number one thing is that most Americans think is the biggest threat to America? New study out. It's very interesting. We'll talk about that straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And right now in Tennessee, we are monitoring reports out of Chattanooga of University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, on lockdown. The school sent a run, hide, fight alert that stated there was a possible active shooter in the university center or library on the campus. Chattanooga police indicate the incident originated from a shots fired call, but as of 1 o'clock local time there, no victims had been located on campus, but it's still on lockdown. You've got a very heavy police presence there to make sure everybody is safe. Meanwhile, I'm seeing breaking news that President Trump says that he plans to patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. with police, the National Guard, tonight amid his federal takeover of the city. That's not my words. That is the words of the USA Today network, calling it a federal takeover of the city. But apparently President Trump plans to go on patrol with police and National Guard tonight there in D.C. And here in Middle Tennessee, Clarksville firefighters pushing for a pay raise has led to a study to be conducted to determine whether the department needs higher pay. It comes after the Clarksville City Council passed the new budget without addressing firefighters' calls for a pay raise beyond the standard 2.5% increase provided to all city employees. The Public Safety Committee resolution there in Clarksville states that after the study, the recommendations and an ordinance for consideration will be presented to the Finance Committee and the City Council at the November 6th meeting. So it does not guarantee firefighters will get the bigger pay raise they're asking for. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Hey, it's back school time. As you guys know, Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. It's bringing the buzz. Big savings right now. Sweet giveaways. A lot of good stuff going on, especially for the teachers, the faculty members, the coaches in your kid's life. So check this out. You got septic issues, they got you covered. 15% off any septic work, mainline drains, whole home repipes. But just in time for the school year, Busy Bee, that's amazing in the community, they're doing something incredible. So if you upgrade your HVAC system, you're entered in to win the Healthy Hive giveaway. That is a $1,500 sponsorship to the local school of your choice. Now, it's got to be within the service area. And if you're thinking about, well, what else can I do? Because I don't need that. If you buy a Beehive Club membership, which is important to have, you're able to gift one to a local teacher, coach, or faculty member, again, in the service area. So you buy one, gift one. It's that simple. Breathe easier. They get $100 off indoor air quality products and enjoy $250 off water filtration systems for your home. Busy Bee's got you covered and then some, as well as the faculty and the school in and around you. Call Busy Bee today, 775-7833, 775-7833, or online at busybehvac.com. Get you back with our good friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Write this down, 615-246-5009. Right now, Big Daddy Trump special, $12 for comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed, and they're going to explain the diagnosis. You go in there, it only costs $12. They're going to give you everything you need to get yourself rocking and rolling and moving in the right direction. No surgery, no spinal injections, no painkillers. So if you got back and neck pains, if you got sciatica, slip, bulging spinal disc, you name it, they can help. And so many people put it off. You shouldn't, right? And you think to yourself, I would love to be pain-free. It is possible. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley will totally take care of you. They are the best around. Call the Wellness Institute of Nashville today, 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or check them out online at painisbad.com. A lot of people are chiming in, telling us why they think society's gone to hell. Fathers not being in the home is a big one. That is, no doubt about that. I think mental illness, we got these kids, though, that just, I don't know. What the hell's wrong with them? I couldn't tell you.
We do need to focus more on mental health.
Yeah, big time. I mean, that right there is such a... For whatever reason, mental health is started to slip away, and kids and young adults, men in particular, are struggling in a major way. And I think part of it is, too, is because we've never been more connected in our lives than we are right now, and yet we are further apart. We are further apart. There is no connection, right? There's no hanging out in the, with, let's joke about the Elks Lodge or stuff like that. People just don't do stuff anymore. And these kids are getting lonelier and lonelier. And we've got to focus on mental health. We do, because that is, every time you hear about, when's the last time you heard about a shooting where the guy's like, everything was going for him, his life was wonderful, things were great? No, you never hear about it. It's the same thing.
Right.
Same person.
Well, it's like what we talked about last week with the mother of the Uvalde shooter.
Yes.
The mother or the aunt or the grandmother who was pleading with police to shoot him.
Because she knew. She knew how bad he was. People and you remember what the kids at school that went to college or high school with him said? They called him school shooter. That was his nickname. You ever work with somebody you always thought it could twist off?
Absolutely.
I work with a guy named Randy. They used to be so mean to him when I was in the brokerage industry when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I used to be so nice to Randy. And I used to tell Randy, hey, Randy. He had like a lazy eye. I'd be like, hey, when you twist off, remember I was the one who stood up for you. So just wound me and I'll tell everybody your story.
What would he say to that?
He would start laughing. But there was a thought for a while. Like when he was late to work, I'm like, I'm going to hide by the exit.
Yeah. I do remember one time, having to grab the letter opener there next to the board of the radio station where I was DJing because one of the DJs came in and he was having an episode. He was saying things. He was
actually being openly threatening?
Not necessarily. He wasn't threatening, but apparently Satan was messing with him and actually talking to him right there in the room where I happened to be too. And he was quite upset. And I looked over and I saw the letter opener sticking up out of the cup, and I just kind of reached over and just kind of grabbed it. And I could see in the glass in front of me, I could see him pacing back and forth behind me, and I thought, he makes one move toward me.
And you're going to open
I'm
the
going
letter.
right for his throat, man.
Well, as we learned through the Son of Sam case, if Satan's talking to you, it's through a dog.
It's through a dog. That's right.
Yeah, this poor guy, he was having a rough time.
Radio, for those of you guys don't, we tend to we are the bowlers of the entertainment world, and we have some people.
Oh, yeah.
There's some people. I've worked with a few. There was a famous jock who killed his wife, and he confessed. I'm trying to remember who it was. His wife, he was having an affair. This is back when they used to play records.
Did you say he was having an affair?
No, his wife was having an affair. He knew it, and
that'll do it.
He taped his show back when that was unheard of. We're talking 60s, 70s, Went home, and he ended up, I think, shooting both her and him, caught him in the act, and then got back to the station. And the whole time it sounded like he was on air. So he had the alibi.
So that was really premeditated.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, again, radio's got, it takes all kinds.
Yeah, I've worked with DJs who have just like in the middle of their shift. This one guy, he turned the mic on and threw out a bunch of expletives and just left. Just got up and left.
Yeah.
We were just dead air, and I'm just sitting in the newsroom and thought, well, I guess I better call the program director. It was overnight.
Yeah, for the overnight. Yeah, we used to have people that worked overnight. That's where you had. I worked with again. It is this industry has some people. Pulling back the curtains here. I worked with this guy he was a really good guy. He had bad problems, like mentally. He was great on the air, but one day, like the music went dead. And they went in there, and his shirt's on the ground, and he's standing by, and it's like one of those old school control rooms.
Yeah.
And he was telling everybody they need to get out because he's now controlling the spaceship. And you're like, oh.
Okay. Can you tell us where it's going?
Yeah. Can you let me off here? Because I think I live over here. Yeah. There's just he also took he wanted to go talk to the president. Mm-hmm. He rented a limo to drive to Washington. They took him to Washington. He thought the president was in Washington State.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't well, mate.
So that didn't go well.
It did not go well. There was a lot of that. Play Misty for me. Yeah, there's a little bit of that, too. Oh, that's different, though. That was being chased. These were people that worked there. This would be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I'll play Misty for you. So far, though, we've got. They're not breaking in on anywhere, so I think that's probably a hoax. I think we're right.
Yeah, I think the law enforcement. By the way, I just saw an image from it. There is a very heavy police presence there at UTC in Chattanooga, and in these cases, I guess they've got to go building to building.
Yeah,
they've got to make sure they've got to look in every nook and cranny to make sure there isn't somebody laying in wait with a gun.
And Brink really understands the fluid nature of these situations, and he wouldn't be saying that it looks like that it's probably a hoax or that there's no victim to be found unless he really thought that was the real scoop.
Plus, with the internet, as bad as it is and some of this chaos that, it gets spread on there, the reality is you also get stuff so much quicker than ever before because people inside of the situation will send stuff. And I've yet to see one thing where people are running and you hear gunfire.
Right. I've got it up on my Twitter here, on the X machine, as we call it. And I'm not seeing anything like that either.
No. So that's good.
So, usually whenever it's the real deal, then you start getting videos of gunfire, or at least, somebody who's nearby will just hold the phone up, record the gunfire you hear off in the distance, and there's nothing like that.
Okay. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed. And people are talking about the internet is the problem. The internet plays a role in it. There's no doubt about that. The number one thing, though, so I came across this, and we'll talk about this throughout the day because I think it's important. So America's views on the global threat. So the number one global threat to America, this is what the Americans think the global threat is to us, both inside the country and coming from outside the country. The spread of infectious disease, 50% of people say it's possible, right? Like that's a major threat. Global climate change, 50%. The global economy, 60%. Terrorism, 61%. But the number one thing they believe is the biggest threat to the U.S., spread of false information online. That is, I understand? 100%. I understand that. But I think the part that's missed, it's like the same thing that we want to be affirmed. We don't want our views challenged in any way that may make us uncomfortable. And because of that, the misinformation. So remember, disinformation is, let's say, we decide that we're going to spread some fake rumor and we get it out there. We know it's not real, But we send it to a bunch of people who want it to be real, who believe things like this would happen, and they don't even do anything. They just continue to spread it on and on. I think it was Churchill who said, you know, a lie will spread halfway around the world before truth can put its pants on. And that's true. And we have this thing where once we see or hear something one or two times, we deem it to be true, and it's hard to shake that.
Most of the times, the reason we believe something is that we were brought up in an environment where that belief was a popular one, or people around us believe it, or we've heard it again and again. You know, one interesting thing is this is a huge effect where people are not aware of it. As long as you hear something repeatedly, even twice, the likelihood that you believe it goes way up versus something that you hear once. It's called the illusory truth effect. There's so many studies showing this. You tell people something twice, they don't remember that they've heard it twice. And they're going to believe it way more than something that they just heard once.
And I see that every single day. Even stuff that has, like, if you're online, people will put rest in peace some actor, right? And people, you go to the comments and people are like, oh, I'll miss him. Never once did those people decide, hey, maybe that guy's not dead. You go look and see. No, because people just, their first instinct is, oh, I see it there. It's got to be true. And they send it on its way.
That's why you have to be a skeptic as your baseline.
Yes. Well, that you start from it's not true and work your way back.
And until you find multiple sources telling you the same thing. I mean, it's like Ken and I were talking. His first reaction to hearing Ozzy was dead is like, that can't be true.
Yeah.
That's the same thing when I saw it online. It's like you're looking at it, people are making this up. So you start from that standpoint, and then you move toward, okay, I've got another source, and I've got another source. It looks like at least part of this story could be factual.
Yeah. And my frustration is I like facts and data. I like truth. I don't care. Just give me the truth. But the other side of it is we have now built our world of you identify as this, I identify as that. I want my belief to be affirmed. I'm not interested in the truth, especially if it goes against something I believe in. And the other side feels that way. And it could be anything from sports to entertainment to, obviously politics. And because it's become your identity, if you're given something that may not be true, you think it's true, you don't want to believe it. And even if you're shown the facts, the data, it doesn't matter. And that's a scary thing. And that's why we are the way we are. The division that we have in this country at times is so ridiculous because we're so afraid that piss off the tribe, and we're so afraid of anything that may make us uncomfortable that we find out that it's not true, something we believed, and we take it personal, which is, you got to stop doing that, people. Trust me, you got to stop doing that. All right, coming up, we'll touch on this a little bit more later. A lot of stuff to get to. We lost a judge yesterday, and the judge was so awesome. You probably saw him 1,000 times on the internet, on Twitter. This is one of those people that had the heart of gold. We'll talk a little bit about that, among other things. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 99.7. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/Chad. My dogs eat it up. My older dog, people always ask me about my older dog, Doodle. My wife and I were talking about Doodle yesterday. Doodle passed away last year, a couple months before we came out here. We thought about putting him to sleep about 5-6 years ago because he was struggling with his hips, and we'd only had him a few years, and we're like, he was older. We started giving him Rough Greens. The only thing we ever changed. We never changed his diet once, and his coat got 1,000 times better. But what we noticed is his energy level went through the roof, and we brought home the puppies. He was playing with them. It was like a whole new dog, and he got a great lease on life. If your dog's a little longer in the tooth, and they struggle with some energy, normally you and I, we'd reach for coffee or something like that, energy drink in the morning. Just scoop one of these. You reach in there, one scoop a day, right on top of their food, and it's going to fuel their day in amazing ways. Try this. It's a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens, a $20 value. That's all it is going to cost you is the cost of shipping. They're going to send you the bag for free. It's just a few bucks. ruffgreens.com/Chad, ruffgreens.com/Chad. All right, guys, you want to lose some inches? You know you do. Gals, same thing with you. Listen, you're struggling, right? Remember that old thing, you pinch an inch? Well, many of us pinch a little bit more, especially if we get a little bit longer in the tooth. This is what you want to do, contours, contours, contours. How about this? $99, your first session. You go in there, you're guaranteed to lose 2 inches. There is no sit-ups. It's non-invasive. They're not going to put you in a sweat room, make you run around. It's the most relaxing thing. It's literally going to melt away. It is incredible. And did I mention guaranteed to lose 2 inches? You want to get in that shirt, those jeans, those clothes that you thought you never could get back into? Contours will deliver that over and over again. It is instant and amazing. This is how you do it. Trust me, I've been there, and my shirts are loose on me. My pants are loose on me. It's incredible. Call Contours today. Set yourself up. $99 first session. And you do not pay if you don't lose 2 inches. That's a guarantee. 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or visit contoursllc.com. What have you got to lose but inches?
All right, drivers, right now, 24 westbound in Jolton. You got a crash right there before Whites Creek Pike. Over by the airport, a crash on the right shoulder, 40 eastbound before Briley Parkway. And then in South Nashville, a crash reported 24 eastbound at Murfreesboro Pike. And I just got some really good news out of Chattanooga. The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga has given the all clear, no active shooter, no one hurt, all clear at UTC. However, classes and activities have been canceled for the rest of the day while authorities investigate what was a possible active shooter, an alert sent out. So this story and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
His family sharing. Judge Caprio passed away at the age of 88. Following a courageous battle with pancreatic cancer. Judge Caprio would often say he wasn't always so compassionate. His first day on the bench, his father proudly watching on. The young judge was tough on a mother of 4 who hadn't paid her parking tickets, and that didn't sit well with his father. The moment would change the course of his life and so many others.
If you guys have never seen him, he was this old judge from Providence. He'd gained worldwide kind of fame. He worked in like parking tickets and it's traffic court. And people would come in and there's times he had like if a guy, I remember the guy was there with his kid and he brought the kid up to the bench and he asked the kid, you think your daddy's guilty? And the kid said, yeah. And they started laughing. But he would do things like, you owe $370, but you know what? They talk about the military. He goes, you've done enough for us. You don't pay anything. It's gone.
Yeah, if you were in the military, there was about a 99.9% chance that you were going to get off on that ticket.
And his compassion for people, and he loved to listen to their stories. And he would talk to them, and like he said, and I'll play some a little bit later. We got a little bit more time, but he said, I saw everybody as a human. I never, didn't see him as that, and I think we missed that in a lot of ways, and the way that he did it, and it was incredible. And then people fell in love with him, and he got a TV show and stuff. But they would send in money. So for some people, if they had to be paid, they had a fund, and he would just go, you know what? Somebody sent me a bunch of money. I'll pay your fine for you. And I remember watching a guy walk like 5 miles, and he had no money. He said, we dismissed this, and he made the cop get him an Uber so he didn't have to walk. Just little things like that. Just a different cat, just a good guy. All right, coming up next hour, a lot of stuff still to get to. Talk a little bit about Ukraine. We probably have some funny stuff, too. We always say we're going to talk about something real, and the next thing you know, we're talking about words that are really silly. Could happen, Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And right now in Tennessee, the all clear has been given at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. No active shooter, no one hurt. Authorities confirming the all clear there at UTC. But UTC, according to reports, has canceled classes and activities for the rest of the day. Also in Nashville, authorities are looking into a bomb threat email that prompted the evacuation of the University School of Nashville this morning. A staffer got the email right as kids were arriving for class this morning. Police swarmed. The campus was cleared. Then the all clear given and classes resumed at 10:30. That email to the staffer threatening a bomb is the same one that went to other independent schools across the nation this morning. Also in Middle Tennessee, the school board could make changes to teacher pay in Wilson County. Channel 4 says today they're going to vote on 6 different insurance plans, each one with higher out-of-pocket expenses. Here's reporter Joyland Buca back with more.
Right now, single policyholders don't pay anything, but under these new proposals, then teachers would have to pay anywhere between $25 and $100 more per paycheck for their health care. The district says it can't keep pulling money from the general fund to cover insurance like it has in years past, and that's why they're trying to find other ways to balance next year's budget.
In our our nation's capital, President Trump announcing he intends to join federal law enforcement and National Guard troops on patrol in D.C. tonight. Trump making the announcement during an interview with radio host Todd Starnes. The White House has not yet released specific details about the time or location of the patrol. This planned patrol comes after President Trump mobilized the National Guard and federal law enforcement to Washington, D.C. earlier this month, citing what he called a crime emergency. And the Menendez brothers, who killed their parents in 1989, are getting their time in front of a parole board to seek freedom 36 years after the crime. First up is Eric Menendez's hearing today. ABC's Alex Stone is outside Richard Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego County.
Inside this prison along the U.S.-Mexico border with Tijuana in sight, Eric Menendez is making his case for freedom today. He's connected remotely to California's parole board members who will decide if he is granted parole, but his chances for getting freedom from the board are not certain. He has violations in prison for things like having a cell phone, which could make it harder for him to be granted parole. By the end of the day, he will get a decision from the board. On Friday, Lyle Menendez will have his hearing. Alex Stone, ABC News, San Diego County.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Weather can change in an instant, and you need to be prepared for any outcome. That's why Generator Supercenter of Nashville will help keep your family safe and connected. We make buying a backup generator simple and easy, with financing options available, free in-home estimate, turnkey installations, no worry warranty, and most importantly, the monitoring and service of your fully installed generator. Come see us at our location in Nashville or visit us online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
Somebody commented on the YouTube, said, "You guys don't look like you sound." Nope.
I know. I'm a lot taller.
I am too. Thinner. I'm so thin. TV ad, 70 pounds.
I look exactly like I sound.
Invisible. You guys want to hear everything that is Donald Trump summed up in one sentence. Here we go.
Be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret.
I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret. This is a live radio show.
And I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret. But I'm going to go, you're the only one that knows, you and your lots of listeners.
I'm going out tonight. Nobody's going to know but you and everybody else who now gets this clip and plays it for the world.
Let me put the cuffs on him.
Oh, do you think he's going to Steven? I feel like, and this is just me, maybe I'm wrong, he wants a windbreaker and he absolutely needs a badge.
A badge and a gun.
Yeah.
The Secret Service is not going to let him near an active arrest.
No.
He's going to be.
But he's going out tonight, guys. Nobody knows.
Just don't take the Bible, President Trump. Don't take the Bible. Remember that?
You know what?
Holding it upside down?
Yeah. Well, you know, I read in First Narnia. What? You know, when Jesus went to Hogwarts? No. No, that whole thing with the Bible, and he did that.
That was funny.
And he goes out there. If you guys remember, that was the Summer of Love, and everybody was mad at Trump because they cleared out all of the people that were there, and how dare he do that and stuff.
Oh yeah.
All the while, and again, it was ridiculous, as Trump at times can tend to be, and he's holding it upside down. The reality is, though, everybody's reporting on what Trump did and how horrible everybody was out in front of the White House, blah, 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 blah. He's standing in front of a church that burned down, and nobody cares that the church burned down.
No. That didn't matter.
No.
Well, it was mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
It was mostly peaceful.
Yeah. I'm going out tonight, guys. Don't tell anybody. It's going to be great. Nobody's going to know but you and your listeners. Are we on the radio? Is this live? Yes? Are people listening? They are? Uh-oh. That's okay. I just truthed it.
Does this turn the sirens on? What about this switch?
Oh, you know that. You know. He's going to want to be the first one to breach.
This is going to be awesome, man. I cannot wait to see how this plays out.
You know, it'd only be better if Steven Seagal was there.
Well, he was a Jefferson Parish.
That's
he
right.
was a Jefferson Parish sheriff.
We were watching, Belle and I were watching something yesterday with Steven Seagal. This was before he moved to Russia, when he was a blues guitarist. Do you remember that?
No.
He was a blues, and
And apparently, when you become a blues guitarist, you also talk like a older black man.
Yeah. He's like, I'll tell you what. When I learned the blues. It's just so awesome. People don't know that. I'm like, oh, wow, there you go.
He could not have embarrassed himself more.
You think that? He's spectacular. They
So
gave him a show to be a pretend police officer.
Made him a Jefferson Parish honorary deputy.
Yeah. That's just so awesome. Didn't he ride around in like a Hummer or some ridiculous thing?
I can't remember, man.
That was great. Now, if it's a Chuck Norris thing, I'm watching that right there.
You betcha.
That's who he should take tonight.
He should take Chuck Norris with him.
And you know Chuck would come too.
Sylvester Stallone, too.
That'd be great. That's super awesome right here. This could be awesome. This is just hilarious. The Menendez brothers, speaking of crime, they're meeting right now. So it's Eric's day today. Does Lyle have his tomorrow?
Lyle is tomorrow. And Eric's they're gonna apparently, according to Alex, they're gonna decide today. They're gonna give a decision today. Now I don't know, like if they grant, if it's in his favor, if he gets out today, they probably got to process and all that. But apparently, according to Alex Stone's report I just ran, they're gonna give a decision today.
So yeah, because I've often wondered, they don't release you right there. I think you have to go somewhere. I think it might be a day or two. I don't know how that works. And usually too, in something like this, he probably has to stay at a halfway house for a while. Isn't that how they do some of these things?
Yeah, I think you got to be transitioned. I think.
Yeah. So
because they've been in a while.
They've been in a long while.
They've been in for 36 years, baby.
It's the whole thing. When you listen to him talk, they're like, well, it is, are they a danger to anybody? And my whole thought is, they killed everybody they were a danger to. I mean, it sounds horrible, but it's true. And I remember that case too, because his family and her family, I mean, both kind of were saying that, look, this was horrible. What they did was wrong, all that stuff. But the dad was as bad as you could think he was at times. He was a monster, is the way that a lot of people played it.
Well, hasn't there been like a couple of artists who like had interactions with him?
Yeah.
Kind of come forward and say, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And they had a lot of money. And the way they went about things was also the big issue, because the minute mom and dad were gone, they were running around, buying Porsches and driving all the stuff. And that was not a good look. But yeah, you've had artists come. You also had family members that didn't, they're the ones who are really pushing for them to get out. I think there's 13 of them there today. So, and yeah, I don't think, I don't think that they're a threat to anybody, especially when you got Cop Trump. What would the show be called? Nobody knows I'm going out tonight. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
Except for everybody who knows.
You're under arrest.
If Trump was Batman, he'd announce his secret identity.
In 5 seconds. He would tell everybody where the hideout is.
He was probably joking.
We're having a party at the Batcave tonight.
He's the...
he's not joking about going out tonight, but he's probably joking about it being a secret.
No. It's... Well, yeah. I think the only secret he's kept... Because I think there are secrets. What was I watching the other day? Because they talked about aliens and stuff, and I forgot who it was. It was the Mooch. Remember Mariucci, whatever his name was?
Scaramucci.
The first thing he said when he became the maybe the oddest hire in the history of anything that had to do with politics was Scaramucci. Nobody had ever heard from him before, outside of him being on CNBC or something. Befriended Trump like over a weekend. And he's like, you want to be my press secretary or whatever? But he talked about when they swore him in, he asked to see, he wanted to know about the aliens. And they said, you don't have that clearance. He goes, I have a presidential clearance. He goes, there are some things that are above even the president's clearance, is what he said. That's what he said. So,
if somebody said that to Trump, I just can't see him taking it lying down.
I think there are some things they thought about. All right, there's some things you can't tell this guy because he will tell the world. He'll walk right out and not be able to keep this secret.
Give me one of the aliens. I'm going to show everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's it. We can't do it. DJT on the beat. Oh, I like the bad boys. What you gonna do? Robo-Trump. Robo-Trump is good. Oh, my God. That would be hilarious. Get all the actors from the Expendables out there.
Yeah, man. Dolph Lundgren?
Mm-hmm.
I must break you.
I love Dolph. He's he's got a doctorate in chemistry, right?
Probably.
I don't think people realize that he's a genius. I think he's got a doctorate, and I think he's got a few doctorates in chemistry. He's like so smart. That guy's wicked smart. Very smart. So apparently, again, if you guys haven't heard the breaking news, they've hired a new sheriff in town.
And I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret, but I'm going to go. You're the only one that knows. You and your lots of listeners.
You and your lots of listeners. They're not going to tell anybody, right? You made him swear?
Dolph has 2 degrees in chemical engineering, one from a bachelor's from the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, and a master's in the same field at the University of Sydney.
Oh, somebody just wrote in, Rob. Oh, yeah, Eric. I told you guys he was smart. Eric said, Trump's going to say, I'm a great cop. Some people think I'm the greatest cop ever. Don't say it, but some people do. Did you hear yesterday when he called himself a war hero?
Yes.
Who?
He called himself a war hero.
Who did?
Trump.
Did he?
Yeah, because he said Bibi was a war hero. And, some people say I'm a war hero, too, because I'm a war hero because I authorized the bombing of Iran. How can you not laugh at that?
Like, you got to, man.
You don't think that people are sitting back there are like, oh, God. The first time I talked to Spicer was about, it was a couple months after he left the gig, and we talked for about an hour or so, and I said, was it exhausting? And he goes, it was exhausting at times. He goes, you'd be up there, and what you would be saying, he would have tweeted out the exact opposite.
Yes.
And I said, yeah, I bet that would have been
Right in the
exhausting.
middle of the press conference, too.
Yeah. Right. Like right in the middle of the press conference. Just the exact opposite of what you just said. And then people would ask you about it because this is what he's saying. Who? Trump, the president. It's on his, and this is when he's still at Twitter. So walking tall Trump. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
He's just got a big old 2x4.
Oh, that is funny.
No, an axe handle. Didn't,
Yeah, that's right. He had an axe handle.
yeah, an axe handle.
Yeah.
Trump just wants to kill all the illegal immigrants.
That's it. Oh, yeah, totally. Orange man, badass cop.
What was that sheriff's name? Buford
Buford
Pusser.
Pusser.
Yes, sir.
Coming for you. Real person, by the way, Buford Pusser.
Yes.
You're not keeping score. So Trump will be out there tonight. He's going to be bummed. He's like, do we get to shoot anybody?
He's going to. You see him standing there drinking a McDonald's Coke?
But hold on a second. Race, I don't put the president down daily like someone. Who? Who did we put down? The president? I'm not the one telling the world that you're going out on a thing tonight.
Quiet. That's a secret.
That's a secret for him and everybody else that knows about it. And I didn't call myself a war hero. That was pretty funny, guys. Come on. That was. I'm the greatest cop. I don't know. Some people say I'm like Wyatt Earp. He cleaned up the West. This is the D.C. West.
You can't get any more east, but it's the West.
Right now, Susie Wiles is calling some stunt guys. Look, this guy's going to chase you down. You guys have to pretend. He's going to get you. And you just go with it. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Oh, this will be great. Though.
Man, I mean, they're going to have to, like, clear city blocks for him.
Orange is the new blue.
I mean,
I love that. Trumpo first blood.
I mean, you get this image of the president actually walking, with, National Guard troops or federal authorities, but it's not going to be like that.
No.
I mean, they're going to keep people well away. They better anyway. I mean, good grief.
Yeah,
the man is, he's lucky to be alive. He's lucky to be here with us.
Yeah, he is. And that's the other thing. I mean, he'll go out today. You know what I think he's going to do? He's going to go out and he's going to look at places. And I bet you he's going to go have conversations with some homeless people.
Yeah.
Because he's going to go, have you seen that? I'll see if I can find the audio of the homeless people who were mad at the activists who were shouting when they were all trying to sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
And they were all, they're like, look, we want this place cleaned up too, because they're in a horrible position. And I bet you he goes out and does that. I don't think they're going to, like you said, they're going to clean everything out. There's going to be nothing. He's going to be bummed. This is the worst ride along ever.
He probably will be.
I got to be honest. The minute they heard I was coming, crime stopped.
Well, and man, he is gonna troll the left so hard on this.
Yeah. Oh, so hard.
I mean, the snowflakes are gonna be losing their minds.
Yeah, this is gonna be Smokey and the Trumpster.
I want one of those hats. Give me one of those Highway Patrol hats.
If he doesn't have a badge, I'm going to be bummed. Do you remember, was it Elvis that showed up, talked to Nixon?
Yeah, he wanted to be made an official member of the FBI.
They gave him
for
a badge?
drug enforcement. Nixon wouldn't do it, but he gave him an honorary badge.
Oh, Trump's doing that today. This is good. If he doesn't have a badge and a coat, he needs one of those windbreakers. He's got to have a wind. This is law enforcement.
At least give me a whistle.
Washington, D.C., NCIS.
I wonder if Bondi's going out with him.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. You know who's not?
Because she is considered the top cop in the country, right?
Dan Bongino's not going because, he's kind of got semi-replaced in a weird way. So this will be interesting tonight. So apparently Trump is going out. He made the announcement that nobody was to know that he's nobody knows this. I'm going out. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. So we'll see if he does that.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm excited for this. And just because it's a great troll and it's also insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. We're going out. It's going to be fantastic. You watch. I'll stop crime in its tracks. All right, coming up, a lot of stuff still to get to. Probably more on this. Democrats poised to pass redistricting plan. Oh, my Lord. 5 new seats, offsetting 5 other seats. What are we doing? Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys. Board Capital. Why don't you talk to my buddies over there? Buddy Zach Abraham, Chief Investment Officer. Why don't you write this number down? 866-779-RISK. 866-779-RISK. So many people I talk to think, oh, I've got this guy or gal I work with. I send them my money. I get my statement. They're doing okay. You don't even understand what it's like to have somebody who's actively managing an account on a daily basis, trading globally, not just looking at the indices or one of these things. This is what they do. They want to give you a second opinion, a know your risk review on what's going on in your account, give you a second set of eyeballs. Nothing wrong. Doesn't hurt to ask. Say, hey, take a look. They do it for free. Worst case scenario is your partner's friends. You learn something, but maybe you learn something else where you're thinking, I could do more. And that's what they do at Bulwark. Call 866-779-RISK today, 866-779-RISK to schedule your Know Your Risk review, or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25217.
Drivers got a crash 24 westbound in Jolton. It's right there at exit 35, and it is causing a big slowdown. It's backed up all the way to the 65-24 split just north of downtown Nashville. The all clear given at UTC, University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, following reports of a possible active shooter. And it is a sad day for Mastodon fans. I'll tell you about it coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
We haven't really heard from any of the main players. We heard from one of the attorneys who worked for President Trump at the time, Alina Habba, who is now in an acting capacity as the U.S. attorney in New Jersey. She says that this was a win for President Trump, which it clearly is if he doesn't have to pay $500 million, which he had to arrange in escrow. But it is not over, and we can assume that the Attorney General's office here in New York will likely appeal to the state's highest court.
And so on and so forth. They're not going to get the civil trial where they said it was, it was above and beyond punitive. It's like you got a parking ticket and they sentence you to life in prison.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Trump, you got a parking ticket. You're going to prison for the rest of your life. So that was for his bizarre, that whole thing was weird. And I wouldn't mess with Trump now if you guys haven't heard. Law enforcement Trump will be on patrol
That's
tonight.
right. That's right. New sheriff in town.
The new one. Not a constable. Isn't that what Steven Seagal was? He wasn't a constable. He was
a Jefferson County. He was a Jefferson Parish deputy sheriff.
Deputy sheriff. Gator. That's what somebody should call him. Oh, somebody
Gator.
said, Jason says he should dress like McGuff the crime dog. McGruff the crime dog. Crime sucks.
He needs to wear some sunglasses tonight.
He does. This will be 106 Jump Street because of his age. I always found 21 Jump Street was weird. That show. I'm
21 Jump Street?
Yeah, because the street was 21, but it made it seem like they were 21 and under.
Yeah.
But they were in high school. So if you're 21 in high school, you're special.
Yeah, you were definitely
Yeah, you
special.
failed a few grades.
Yeah. What kind of bus was it? A little shorter one than usual. So Trump going out tonight, and we got to find out that, he doesn't have to pay $500 gazillion for this bizarre. What was the final thing? It was he lied. He inflated his assets to get better rates and more money from banks on loans that he took out, that he paid back on time, and in many cases, early.
Yeah.
Because nobody's ever inflated their assets.
And not a single one of the banks complained about it.
No, they're like, do you know why you're here? They're like, yeah. So what do you think? We did business with them as we had before. This is the way it works. He gets a loan and we give it to him at a rate. Then he pays us back, which he did. And then that's it.
That's it.
There was nothing else.
There's a crime there somewhere.
We'll find it. Big time.
We'll invent it.
So it's going to be interesting, though, tonight. He says he's going out, and he doesn't want anybody to know because it's a super double, triple secret.
And I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret, but I'm going to go. You're the only one that knows. You and your lots of listeners.
He's joking.
He's a secret.
He's clearly trolling. I mean, he
Absolutely.
obviously knows that he's bragging about what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He wants as many people as possible to know it.
So, well, he does. But, it's like when I remember one time, though, he said, because he had talked about this before, like, some of the times he says things that he knows will people, especially people that works within the administration, they get frustrated because they knows it makes more work for him. But he said the one time he did everything everybody said is when they flew into Afghanistan and they told him, you turn everything off, you turn your phone off. Every light is off. Our lights are off as it got closer. And he said, why are we doing that? He goes, because we could get shot down.
Yeah.
So don't make a move. Don't make a sound. Like he goes, that's the one time I was okay. So Cop Trump tonight. I hope he has, I hope they give him a badge.
A badge, a hat, and some sunglasses.
Super. Oh.
And a gun.
Oh, yeah. Gun. Not a real one, though. Squirt gun or something.
No, give him a real one.
You think?
Absolutely.
No.
See what happens.
He's going to find out. Let's see if I really do shoot somebody if they forgive me.
The Secret Service are probably like losing their minds over this.
Yeah. Well, of course. Well, yeah, because it's and let's hope there's no sloped roofs tonight because we know those are dangerous.
Yeah.
And apparently they don't check them.
No.
Right.
Trump's going, they're going to give him a walkie-talkie. We got a jumper.
Yeah, at least give him a walkie.
Oh, God, that'll be great.
Put a body cam on him.
Oh, my Lord. All right, coming up, a lot of stuff still to get. You got some of your text, tweets. Check us out across everything. Check out our Facebook, but also check out our YouTube. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, God bless you. Make sure you subscribe. It's just simple and easy. It's an easy thing to do. And you can go check out my page as well, at Chad Benson Show on the YouTube. This is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. The all clear giving at UTC in Chattanooga following reports of a possible active shooter. Chattanooga Police Department, in collaboration with the campus police department, searched the campus buildings. Law enforcement found no evidence of a threat. Police gave campus officials the all clear just before 2 o'clock local time. The lockdown for all Chattanooga government buildings was also lifted. Classes and activities canceled for the remainder of the day, expected to resume tomorrow morning. A bomb threat prompted a massive police response and evacuation of a Nashville private school today. Happened at University School of Nashville. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac says a staff member received the threat through an email.
The school says a staff member received that email threat around 7:30 this morning, right as families were arriving to school. And that email was actually sent to multiple schools across the country, including right here at the University School of Nashville. It prompted emergency crews to respond from Metro Police, Vanderbilt Police, and the Office of Emergency Management. 3 K-9 units also spent hours sweeping all 6 of their school buildings before giving them the all clear.
Yeah, students allowed to return to class around 10:30 this morning. And entertainment news. That's Mastodon, if you didn't know, and it's a sad day for the band and fans. Co-founder and former guitarist Brent Hines died in a motorcycle crash last night in Atlanta. He was 51 years old. According to police reports, Hines was riding his Harley when it collided with a BMW SUV whose driver did not yield while turning at an intersection. Hines was pronounced dead at the scene. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Like it. Love it. You know what you're going to like and love? Talking to our buddies over at Beacon. Right now, Beacon wants to talk to you, and they want you to give them a call, 615-488-9303. We always talk about Beacon and investments and all the full service they do, you know, with healthcare and all that kind of stuff. But taxes, because right now, I don't know if you're aware of this, that one big, beautiful bill, very big, by the way, has a lot of stuff in there that isn't going to be around forever, but you can take advantage of it now, like $10,000 in car loan interest that you can deduct. But there's some things to go with it, caveats, like it's got to be actually assembled here. On top of that, they've got a above-the-line charitable deduction. So if you don't do itemized, $1,000 for individuals, $2,000 for couples. But remember, these things will expire at some time, and it's a different thing. You got to make sure you know what's going on, and that's where they come in. And if you're a senior, all right, so you're 65 and older, you're eligible for additional senior deduction up to $6,000 with a phase-out. So it's not a complete elimination on taxes on Social Security benefits, but let me tell you something. It's awesome. Take advantage of it. Beacon Capital Management can't help you unless you give them a call. So why don't you see what they can do for you? Get a free personalized financial consultation now. Go to beaconcm.com. That's beaconcm.com, or call 615-488-9303. 488-9303. This is a paid placement. Yeah. Cracker Barrel, soon to just be Barrel, because of the crackers. They've done a reimagining of the Cracker Barrel, which they're very excited about. Right? This is the CEO of said Cracker Barrel. Not everybody's excited, but she is.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
You go to the Cracker Barrel. You go there because it's comfort food. You don't want something sterile. It is not a sterile place. And I've seen some of these things. You go there because it reminds you of an old-fashioned timey store, and it's got all the tchotchkes, right? And you go in there, and you're like, oh, man, I want chicken fried steak, and maybe I'll get a side of this, and that's why you go there. You don't go there, so I've seen it. It looks sterile. You're missing the mark. Am I right? I mean, it's like if I went to the Waffle House, I would go, Waffle House, what are they going to have? I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to get I hope they serve me, and it's Italian food or something stupid like, no. There's a reason. And some things are just about comfort food. And I don't know who was clamoring for this. And then they got that new, absolutely horrible design.
For the logo?
For the logo.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, they got rid of the old guy. And, it's just this Cracker Barrel. It's not.
So are people really offended by the term cracker?
Probably.
That's part of the...
I am. I find that very offensive.
Yeah. Do you remember it was like, first it was a whip, right? Like it's the crack of the whip, and then it was this, and then it had to do. It was just all the stuff that people came up, like our friend Kylie would come up to be offended by it. There's some things that like it's just about the comfort. That's why you serve it. This is what you do. You don't go there because you want she wine. You go there because it's Christmas time. They're going to have a silly Christmas shirt I can buy that's a joke, right? And a 5-pound, 100,000 bar. And I can get a toy for the kids, and we can go in and eat pancakes and chicken fried steak at night.
Yep.
This new logo looks like it belongs on a roadside motel.
Yeah?
Yeah, like something you'd see right off the interstate.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing we always talk about with like the Marvel and DC Comics. And when you start messing with people's memories and their history and things like that, things they love, they get offended because it is a memory. And there are some things you want Superman to be Superman. I don't need him to be woke. You want Batman to be Batman. There's some things that you don't mess with, and memories are those things. There's a reason that people buy trading cards for ungodly amounts of money, because a lot of it has to do with memories. And you don't go to first of all, who was complaining about it? I mean, could you have modernized some stuff? I want it to be busy. I want the little, the country store to be busy.
Is there any truth to them actually altering the name to Honky Barrel?
No.
You sure?
I hope not. Maybe. Honky Barrel, I like that. Vanilla Barrel, they call it that. Vanilla Barrel. It's just, when they've seen some of the stores, and by the way, I've seen people that are, because there's always it's racist, which makes me laugh. I've seen people that are, they're black and they're like, this is stupid and I don't like it. If it was racist, I didn't care because I liked being here. Yeah, somebody said, looks like they put a filter on. It does. It looks like Crate and Barrel instead of Cracker Barrel. Oh.
Just the way she explained the so-called enthusiasm among their managers, it sounds like she's having to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she is.
Like, this isn't a great idea, and I'm getting bad feedback, and I've got to pitch this harder.
it is, yeah, somebody said, why wait 2 hours? You can wait 2 hours. Oh, no worries. I'm going to walk around the store anyways. Why is that? Because I need to buy this train that goes under my Christmas tree?
Are they getting rid of the store part?
No,
the
they're
shop
not.
part?
No, they're not. Because that's a huge reason why people come there. And they're not getting rid of the rocking chairs, they said.
Yeah, you got to keep those rocking chairs.
They're just not going to let the old white guy sit down in one.
Yeah, that's basic. Caucasian Container. That should be the name of the store now. I like that. Goodness. It's just very, it is so, when you start messing with the memories or the comfort of stuff. It's like for you guys, In-N-Out's going to be out here soon. In-N-Out Burger makes like 4 things. They make a burger, a cheeseburger, French fries, and a milkshake. They don't make anything else. And people go there. And McDonald's is a perfect example. McDonald's restaurant is the same everywhere on the planet. You want to know why? Because Americans travel. And you may hate McDonald's. You may never, which is silly. You may never want to go to McDonald's or anything. Trust me, three or 4 days somewhere else where you're not really familiar with and the food's kind of gross. You see those golden arches, you go there. And one of the things they sell is when you walk in there, it's familiarity. Makes you feel good. Does. And I think there's a swing and a miss. Uncle Cracker, that's a good one. Caucasian Container. I like that. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. We're going to really, like at the end of the day, money matters. And if there's too much of a pushback, a good CEO will pivot. I remember who it was. What's his name that runs Netflix? What's his name? Hastings or whatever it is. Reed Hastings. When they decided they were going to split when they used to mail out movies and they decided to split it. And people freaked out, and it was a big deal. And within a month, he went back to it because he said, I made a mistake. So, but this is different, though. This is not the same. I mean, you've just redone stores. So we'll see. It's going to be boring. Boring. Woke barrel. Yeah, they do have different items at McDonald's. Yeah, it's weird when you go to McDonald's and other places, and they have beer.
Well, don't they have like the standard American menu?
Yeah,
and then they'll have local food that's meant to appeal to the locals?
Yeah, they do. No, it's everything's the same, but they will have a few regional things. But but by and large, yeah, everything's the exact same. You know what? All the times I lived over there, I went to McDonald's a bit. I can't ever remember them bringing over the McRib.
Oh, those are nasty.
Those are amazing. I don't know who makes them or why they make them, but they're fantastic.
I do now want a quarter pounder with cheese, though.
Yeah. I'd go for 3 of them.
Three of them just for yourself?
Yeah.
I go for 4. Make it a full pounder. By the way, Ken, I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yes, sir.
That guy in front of you, it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Brother Bilal.
That's right, everybody. I want you guys to send birthday love to the man, the myth, the legend, Cracker Barrel.
You know, buddy, they say you don't start feeling aches and pains until your 40s. So
so they should be starting any minute now.
What do they say that the study says at 60, you feel something that there's a change, a noticeable change.
Well, I still got a good 15 years then.
You do. Fantastic. McChicky is a spice and chicken down south.
McChicky.
I like that. I enjoy my chicken and dumplings with a side of subtle racism. You think that should be the Cracker Barrel? I love the Cracker Barrel. I do.
I do too, man. I love that food. By the way, boys, I ran across a recipe last night.
Ooh, tell us.
I can't wait, man. It's green beans
with
a lot of bacon and a whole bunch of sauces. Not sauces, but spices. Oh, slap it off in that crock pot for about 4 to 6 hours. I can't wait. I think I'm going to save it for Thanksgiving. I might make it a Thanksgiving side. I got to look at the exact ingredients in this.
Do you do all the cooking at Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Now, are you a deep fried?
No.
No?
I'm traditional. I just put it in the oven.
We last year we celebrated our Thanksgiving here, and we went to the farmer's market and got one of those turkeys. It was like, my wife's like, I bet it was the most delicious turkey I've eaten. But you get home and you're like, how much did this thing cost?
Yeah.
Like, it was insane, but it was so good. It was so good. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, man. I freaking love crock pot green beans, man, with lots of bacon in it. Lots and lots of bacon. Where did I find that? Why is that not on
Was
my
it on
Instagram?
TikTok?
Oh, I think it was on my TikTok.
Yeah.
I can't find it. I'll have to get back to you boys on this, but I'm excited about it.
Look at him. He's always cooking. He's our guy. That's what happens. That's why when the world goes to hell, Ken's going to be with us because we need a chef. Chef for the end of the world.
Well, and we can be like The Bear, the TV series. We can just refer to each other as Chef. Thank you, Chef.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Chef. No, Chef.
Yes, Chef. Thanks, Chef.
He's going to have to learn how to cook human remains, though, because we'll have to become cannibals.
That's okay.
During the apocalypse.
Have you ever thought about that? Like, could you?
Oh, you get hungry enough, you do anything.
Oh,
get
hell
hungry
yeah. Are you
enough,
kidding
yeah.
me? All day. I mean, if I'm in traffic, I'm looking around going, all right, who am I eating first?
Yeah, if this car gets stuck here, somebody's losing a leg.
You ever look around a plane and go, all right, if this thing goes down and we're in the woods and I need to survive, who's going down first?
Who am I eating first?
Absolutely, right? I got a little bit of fluff on me. I'm going to be fine. Which one of you guys is going down, though? Oh, yeah.
I think I found it, boys.
Uh-oh. Talk to me.
Come on, get out of my way. Here's the problem with these recipes online are the pop-ups.
Oh.
Freaking pop-ups everywhere. I got to get back to you guys. That's not
See,
it. I'm sorry, man.
We had breaking news for a moment, and that
freaking
moment
ruining
is
this.
now gone. All right, coming up. Talk a little redistricting. Who knows what else we're talking about? I got some other fun stuff as well. Reach out to us across all of our social media. You can hit me up at Chad Benson Show. Check us out on Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and who knows what else we'll be on in the next couple days. And to check out my YouTube as well. I'd appreciate if you guys go like and subscribe there at Chad Benson Show. This is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Birch Gold. Gold right now at a time that we're in is extremely important. Diversification is absolutely key. Look what's gold's done over the last year. Look, the weakness of the dollar, the fact that we have got more than a few conflicts going on. It is time to think about how you might want to participate in that, and that is Birch Gold. They're going to help you with that. Now, first and foremost, it's about information. Got to have the info. Got to understand how this thing works. They'll get it out to you. All you have to do is text the word Benson to 989898 today. They'll send you out an info kit. They'll talk to you about the things that you could do, whether you want to have the physical gold or maybe move some stuff over into a tax-sheltered IRA backed by, yes, gold. They can do that for you at Birch. But you got to get the info first. So text the word Benson, Benson, right now for Birch Gold. So you text the word Benson to 989898 today for Birch Gold.
All right, drivers, my map is still showing that crash 24 westbound before Whites Creek Pike in Jolton. And there is no active shooter at UTC in Chattanooga, but police thought there could have been. They searched it, but have given the all clear. There was a bomb threat at a private school in Nashville this morning. And Wilson County teachers are facing higher out-of-pocket expenses for insurance coverage. These stories and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Our teachers, we got to pay teachers more. I'd like to see teachers get bonused in a real way.
That'd be good, especially the good ones.
Absolutely. 100%. I'd have zero problems if I would love it to know that teachers are making $200,000 a year because they kick so much ass, and that ones that sucked, boom, you blew them out.
You're gone.
Gone. Maybe we should do this. You get 1% of the child's earnings for all time. It just everybody'd want to be a teacher. You got to be good, you know? You have to be good. There's got to be standards.
Yeah, it's, I think for most teachers, it is definitely a calling.
Oh, it's such a
It's
calling.
not something you're definitely not going for the paycheck.
No, you know, it's unfortunate that we have this, you know, we've got to separate teachers from, you know, the unions and the stuff that gets pushed out there. You want to see teachers make a good living. I don't want my teachers having to work, you know, 2 jobs and pay for all their own stuff.
Yeah, paying for their own supplies, things like that.
No, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, and because let's be real, they're dealing with our kids, and we all know this. Our kids are a pain in the ass. That's the truth.
Not mine, Chad.
Oh, mine are.
Mine are angels.
Like when I'm the exact opposite of a parent. Like when I'm like, when your parents nowadays like, oh, what did my kid would never do that. I'm like, oh, my kid would totally do that. Absolutely. What'd he do now? Yeah, they know. They're with your kid all day. Have you met your kid? Yes. My kid's the best kid of all. I got a bumper sticker on the back says he's the greatest kid at this school. Oh, those people. You know who you are. If you have one of those stickers, shame on you.
Shame.
Shame.
5371 says, my wife's a teacher. What's a paycheck?
Exactly.
The office and support staff, too. That's true. No doubt about that. The office and support staff. If you've got to deal with the kids, you need a little something. Something. I don't know what it is. But you're right, though, man.
Bottle of vodka.
Bottle of vodka, yeah.
I couldn't do it, man. There's no way.
No chance. No way.
I've got a buddy who back in the he went to school on an English literature scholarship, writing scholarship, and he substituted for a 10th grade class in Tulsa, Oklahoma for one day and said, that was all I needed. I'm out. And that was back in like 96 or 97.
Yeah. And you know, this also goes out to parents because they didn't raise themselves. And now we've got this weird world where the kids are completely undisciplined, and COVID threw it sideways because when they came back, it was just way worse. When we got over COVID, 2 things changed that was noticeable. Kids in school and air travel and their insanity on that. Coming up, Donald Trump has got a new job. We'll talk about it a little bit. Bunch of other stuff to get to as well. If you miss any of the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. No active shooter at UTC in Chattanooga. Chattanooga Police Department, in collaboration with the campus police department, searched the buildings. Law enforcement found no evidence of a threat. Police gave campus officials the all clear just before 2 o'clock local time today. And the lockdown for all Chattanooga government buildings was also lifted. So apparently they put Chattanooga government buildings under lockdown too, along with the university. Classes and activities were canceled for the remainder of the day. They're expected to resume tomorrow morning. There was a bomb threat at a private school here in Nashville this morning. A staffer got a bomb threat email at University School in Nashville as kids were arriving for class this morning. This is a private school. Police swarmed the campus, evacuated all of the students and staff, searched for anything threatening, said they didn't find anything. The all clear given. Classes resumed at 10:30 this morning. By the way, authorities say that email at University School in Nashville is the same one at other independent private schools around the nation today. Right now in Middle Tennessee, Wilson County teachers face higher out-of-pocket expenses for their insurance coverage. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac previews tonight's school board meeting where 6 new health insurance options will be discussed.
For many teachers, the insurance benefit has been one of the biggest perks of working in Wilson County. Some say it's even the reason they've turned down other higher-paying jobs.
One of my colleagues, she said that she already has so much taken out of her paycheck that every single penny, down to the penny, is budgeted.
The school board meets tonight to go over the budget and then also see which insurance policy will move forward. If approved, those changes could go into effect next school year.
Yeah, teachers are looking at paying between $25 and $100 more per paycheck. Rutherford County School District leaders going to be meeting today to discuss possible changes to bus routes. Channel 4 says Rutherford County School District officials say they have 9 open routes right now where no one is being picked up while other routes are overloaded. The adjustment is to get kids at the overloaded routes home faster. And a New York appeals court has ruled that the more than $500 million judgment against President Trump's business was unconstitutional and has thrown it out. But the judges said the ruling itself was upheld. Here's Aaron Katursky.
They said the penalty that Engoron imposed for all of this fraud of $464 million violated the Eighth Amendment. It was excessive. And so they've thrown out the monetary judgment and it may be left to New York's highest court to determine what the ultimate penalty, if any, should be.
It's unclear what the next steps are. And another agreement with a major trading partner.
The White House is announcing new details about its trade deal with the European Union. Under the new agreement, alcohol from the EU will be hit with a 15% tariff. That same rate applies to some European pharmaceuticals as well as semiconductors. Meanwhile, cars built in places like Germany and Italy will continue to face 27.5% tariffs, expected to primarily impact high-end manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Mike Tabusky, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Weather can change in an instant, and you need to be prepared for any outcome. That's why Generator Supercenter of Nashville will help keep your family safe and connected. We make buying a backup generator simple and easy, with financing options available, free in-home estimate, turnkey installations, no worry warranty, and most importantly, the monitoring and service of your fully installed generator. Come see us at our location in Nashville or visit us online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
It's going to be great tonight. I'm going to go out and capture people. Awesome. Trump heading out tonight, he says. I don't know. So if you guys haven't heard, D.C. has got a new sheriff.
And I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret, but I'm going to go. You're the only one that knows. You and your lots of listeners.
That's it. He was talking to Todd. Was it Todd Starnes?
Starnes,
yeah.
I should probably know that. I didn't, but I should have.
And let's be honest, he wouldn't be talking to Starnes if he didn't have a lot of listeners.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I think a lot of Starnes' popularity also came online, and I think writing as well. So that seems to be a big thing. I should do a Substack of useless stuff and some politics.
Yeah, because you're not doing enough every day. It's
I know.
You're kind of lazy, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I hope Trump calls me and asks me to come on out with him tonight. Do we have a paddy wagon?
No, but I can get you a patty melt.
Oh, that'd be great.
Give me one of those batons.
Yeah. So Trump is going to go out. It's going to be awesome. And my prediction is, well, we all want him to have a badge. Some of you want. Remember, he can't carry a gun. He's a felon.
Oh, that's right.
And he doesn't need
They
to.
can't give him a gun.
Yeah. So
I wonder if the Secret Service would have an issue if he was carrying one.
yes, they would, because they feel like he's going to shoot himself in the foot. Several of you said, I doubt he's ever fired a gun in his life.
That's a good point.
So, but you know what? You give him a badge. Oh, he will love that. I'll remember this forever. Oh, and handcuffs. Oh, we got to give him handcuffs.
Absolutely. And a baton.
And, a baton. He can carry one of those. Maybe, something else.
He's going to want the windbreaker, though.
Oh, he's got to have a windbreaker and a hat.
What about a taser?
Yeah, I think he could do a taser.
He could have a taser.
You could have a taser. That'd be good, right? So he could do that. Do you think he's going to say, I know what you're thinking, punk. I know what you're thinking, punk. How many shots did he fire? They don't let me have a gun, so I don't know. Oh. Yeah, that would be hilarious. So we'll see. Yeah, we're talking about the teachers. A lot of you are chiming in. Some of you were like, they know what they're getting paid. They get 2 months off at the end of the year. They do a lot. I don't think people realize. They pay for a lot of stuff. And, some people, my buddy Jim, who's out in California, goes, here in California, they make, they got the gold-plated, insurance plan and all that stuff. And a lot of them make six figures. I go, yeah, but a house costs $2 million. So you're still stuck living in a one-bedroom house for the rest of your life. And yeah, teachers should make more. But the thing is, we need to incentivize them and give them a bonus. And when you think about it, the federal government gives out bonuses to their people. Why aren't we giving out bonuses to teachers? Oh, yeah. And Trump's going out there. This is how desperate we are for law enforcement. I'll do it myself. Yeah. Oh, somebody said his badge will say the greatest, most amazing badge. Oh, my God.
Law enforcement, the likes of which nobody's ever seen.
Do you guys have the golden handcuffs? Those real? Those are real? I'd like that. That'd be fantastic. So we'll see what he is up to tonight. I have a feeling, though, he's going to get out and he's going to talk to people in the street because that's what he loves to do.
Absolutely.
That's why he's so personal. He's going to get out and he's going to talk to people, especially people who are probably homeless, And
that's going to drive Secret Service nuts, too.
Yeah, that is. Because they got to protect him. And being unpredictable when you are not, it doesn't matter who's president. There's always wackadoos out there. And, you think about it. He's 47. Somebody said earlier his code name should be 0047.
Mm. 0047. Absolutely.
Yeah. You can carry a Byrna pistol. That's right. You could do that. Those things are awesome.
You know what Bush's name was during his father's administration?
What?
The Tumbler.
Oh, the Tumbler.
Because he was always drunk and falling down.
The Tumbler. It's me, the Orange Man. I'm here. You've been sentenced. Do you think he's going to want to write a ticket? Oh, yes, he will. You parked wrong, Trump. So Menendez, are they in? They're right there today. So the Menendez brothers, for those who don't remember, they killed their parents, and then they were sentenced. I think they were sentenced to death. Then it was life without the possibility of parole. Now it's life with parole, and their first hearing is today. Eric is the one that is currently in front of the parole board. 13 family members are there saying he deserves to be out. 13. And if you're going to release him, tonight's the night with Trump out there, because Trump will handle business.
We're going to have to fly to L.A. right now.
So somebody says, I bet Donald Trump is a badass. Badass isn't what? As in
Chuck Norris?
Yeah, he's not Chuck Norris. And no offense, he's not even, Steven Seagal. For as wackadoo as Steven is, also a sheriff.
Jefferson Parish.
Jefferson County. And a blues player, if you guys haven't heard. And a Russian, right? Isn't he a Russian now? Isn't that where he moved? Bell, check and see. I think Steven Seagal is a Russian. In fact, didn't they give him like the order of the Russian czar?
And I think he's got like a Stalin-type beard, too.
Yeah, he's
all in, man.
He is. He's all in. Probably because he's a spy.
Steven Seagal is a Russian citizen. He was granted Russian citizenship by Vladimir Putin in 2016, and he also holds U.S. and Serbian citizenships.
There you go, kids. There you go. Somebody just said the best. Trump should be Agent Orange.
That's pretty good.
I agree with you, Sally. They're probably trying to hire actors that he can chase down and fight.
God, that would be awesome.
It would be.
Even if they were actors.
Yeah, totally. Because Putin does it. Yes, he does. Right? You ever watch Putin play his hockey game every year on his birthday? Where he comes out there and every Ovechkin and every Russian superstar's out there, and he skates by all of them and he scores 25 goals.
Yeah, he's better than any of them.
Yeah, he is.
Well, nobody wants to play defense because they don't want to get poisoned after the game.
Yeah, nobody wants to get that close to him. So, and yes, if you think if I had to choose a fist fight between Steven Seagal and Trump.
That'd probably be Steven Seagal.
It's Seagal because for all of his chaos, the guy is, when it comes to Aikido and stuff like that, he is a big time master. He's an idiot and a blues player, which you guys have to hear. I'll find some of that. It is the interview of him pretending to be a blues musician, and then he goes halfway through, becomes an old black man. It's fantastic. So fantastic. Let's see here. We got a lot of stuff I still want to talk about, try to squeeze in. But the teacher thing is interesting because a lot of people are also chiming in on bus drivers. I know bus drivers don't get paid a lot. That's another one of those things, right? If you're taking a child from point A to point B and you're entrusting a human being, they should get paid okay.
Yeah.
We don't pay our pilots $4 an hour with tips.
Yeah.
I mean, Spirit Airline might, but the rest of them don't. You want that. You want to know. It's like, oh, how much does the pilot make? He makes, some of these guys, the big dudes, they're making $500,000 a year because they have human beings' lives in their hands. It's the same, like a bus driver. It's weird. So if you're flying an airplane and you've never met the guy, mostly, probably a girl, but mostly a guy, that guy's making great money. And because we entrust him to fly 36,000 feet in the air. But the bus driver, we pay him I don't even know what they make.
I got to look that up.
And we entrust them to drive our most precious cargo. Yeah, they can't make a lot. Right?
I'm looking at Rutherford County School District because they're meeting about bus routes today. Let's see.
Public bus drivers make 25 to 27 per hour, but that's public buses, not school buses.
According to reports, Rutherford County school bus drivers here in Tennessee make around $24.82 per hour.
That's not a ton.
Wait a minute. I got to make sure that's Tennessee.
Is it? Oh, yeah, make sure. So What should paramedics make? Same thing. Paramedics should make enough to live off of, and then some. I mean, certain things, look, and do I understand why? Like Tom Brady when he's, or Ronaldo, the amount of money he makes. Well, you know what? There's one of him in the entire world. There is nobody else that could have, Messi, there's one of him that does that. Jordan, when he played, there's one of him. Scotty Scheffler, there's one of him. But you should still be able to make a living. And I'm sure as we talk about, the police, I've heard, people, police, they're never paid enough. And nobody wants that gig anyways.
So according to salary.com, the average annual wage for a school bus driver in Tennessee is about $37,000 to $40,000 a year.
That's if they work full time. Everybody keeps saying they're only part time.
Right.
So if you're getting paid, even if you get $20 an hour and you're only working 4 hours a day, that's not a lot. And it's the weird hours, right? Because you do it in the morning, then you have time off, and they do it in the afternoon. Do you take the bus home with you while you wait?
I don't know. I know they got a big old bus barn-like area there in Murfreesboro, just off 24, where a lot of the buses, I think a lot of the drivers take the buses back after each route, or after the morning and then again in the afternoon.
Yes. So somebody said they started at $23.50 an hour. You could be making $40 an hour, but if you're only working a few hours a day, it doesn't cover your rent. You got to do something else.
And you still got to deal with
Then there's insurance.
Yeah, insurance, and then you got to deal with the kids on the bus.
Yeah, there's always that too. And it's different too because the kids on the bus don't look at you the same way they look at the teacher.
No, they do not.
They look at you almost as an equal. Like you are, or in some cases they look at you below an equal because they're like, this is the best you could do is being a bus driver. So $22 per hour, somebody said in Wilson County Jail. What? Damn. Oh, that's a horrible job. That is a horrible job.
What's that?
Being a jailer of any sort.
Oh,
no, thank you. No.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. But you get what you pay for.
Yeah. My daughter's fiance is a correctional officer.
How's that going?
He does all right.
Where does he now? Are they here?
Yeah, he's in Rutherford County.
Man.
He doesn't do bad. I mean, for the most part, my daughter and her fiance, they're probably doing a lot better than a lot of kids, I say, their age. They're 25. They're doing all right.
That's it.
Now they can't afford to buy their own house.
There's always that.
Or anything like that.
Exactly.
But they are affording where they live now, which it's not a bad one room apartment with a really nice pool and workout room. But again, that money's just going out the window every month.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's the down payment is the kicker in the grundle for so many people. It really is. And that is for so many people, even people that are doing well that have a house. You ask a lot of them, how did they get it?
Yeah.
It's mom and dad had enough money that they loaned them some. And in some cases, they loaned them some. And then they took out a second when they could so they could pay mom and dad back.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they were never getting in a house. And that is frustrating. All right, coming up. A lot of good stuff still to get to. I want to talk about the truth thing again. I think that's interesting. We might mention a little bit of Ukraine, Israel, other things like that. If you miss any show, we always say shame on you. Shame! Shame, 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 shame. Shame. Yeah, baby. Super Talk 997.
Shame.
Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/chat. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-3, 6, 9. All of this is to say, if you want your dog healthy and happy, You do one of these things, these scoops a day. Don't even have to change your food. That's what I get a lot of questions about the Rough Greens thing. Chad, do I have to change the food? You don't have to do any of that because I know there are things out there which like you have to buy it, then you put it in, then I have to cook it, and I have to add this. You don't have to do anything. Whatever you're giving your dog now, just take this, scoop it right on top, and let it go, and you watch what happens. Your dog's going to love the taste. It's going to help with their coat. It's going to help with their aches and pains in their joints. Especially, you're going to see a lot more mobility, but the energy level is going to improve tremendously. I mean, as dogs get older, you took them for that walk. And, when they're young, they're bouncing all over the place. And, then after a while, they start to get to the point where they look at you halfway through the walk and they want to go back and get on the couch. This is going to help them with that. Try a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens today. All you have to do is cover the cost of shipping. It's simple and easy. Right? It's a $20 value. You pay a few bucks. Just try it. See, ruffgreens.com/Chad. Ruffgreens.com/Chad.
All right, drivers, still got that crash, 24 westbound at Whites Creek Pike. It looks like traffic's moving a lot better through there now. In Smyrna, we've got a stalled vehicle off on the left shoulder, 24 westbound at Sam Ridley Parkway. No active shooter at UTC in Chattanooga today, but we had that. We also had a bomb threat emailed to a Nashville private school. We'll tell you about all these stories and more at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I know, what has it been 4 years since Phil passed away? I know today is the anniversary of that. And
yeah, I believe so.
I met Phil a couple times when we would do, talk radio events and stuff. And it's a small club. When you get to a certain level, it's a small club and you go to some of these big things. And he was always a good dude. It's good to see. Because, a lot of these times you don't know what these people are like because we've heard of each other. We never met. And we met at a couple of these, talker conventions. And it was a good dude. And I know that, how much everybody here loved him. Bell worked with him for a long time. How long did you work with him, Ken?
I only had an opportunity to work with Phil a handful of times. But every time it was just I had a blast because he was very laid back and just very natural. But the deal about Phil is I listened to Phil and Johnny B every day in the afternoons, I just had my radio on, and whenever I worked mornings, and they were just part of my life.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, I mean, and that's how Phil Valentine was, man. It was like you were just sitting. It's like you were just sitting in the room with him, and he's talking to you.
Which is, that's
still missing.
Yeah, that's what it is. And Bell, you worked with him for a while.
Yeah.
And
on his, I would fill in on his syndicated show whenever Johnny was out.
Yeah. And it's we've talked about it, but it's been 4 years. You know what? To be honest, it's not only been 4 years. I mean, you think about all the things we went through. COVID seems like a lifetime ago.
That was kind of a, not to turn it back to me, but that was kind of a bummer to get that call on my birthday.
Yeah.
When, because Dan actually called, and I thought, oh wow, he actually remembered my birthday. He's going to say happy birthday, and he told me that Phil had just passed away, and my heart just sank. Yeah, I still have the very last
text.
Yeah, the last text I traded with him, and I wouldn't share it publicly because it's a little inside, but I don't think I'll ever see myself deleting that.
Yeah. So it was, and like I said, we and I remember the way that like a lot of the media reacted, like they were excited because, COVID, you crazy right wingers and stuff. And that's not who he was.
No, in fact, he was all about people talking to their doctors, getting your doctor's opinion on the vaccine.
Yes. Yes. And as you should, I mean, that's it.
Absolutely. That's a personal choice.
And it should have been a personal choice. It should still be a personal choice. Because I think a lot of people, because it became political, which science should never be political, but it became political. And people took, some people, no matter what was presented to them, they would never believe it. And for other people, it was the same thing. If you could tell them that, kids don't get this the way that adults do, and they're not going to die, and they said, we still have to close the schools forever, but keep paying us, and it was sad that it became that way. But I remember that same way when Herman Cain died. And, Herman Cain went to a Trump rally, and then he got it, and they made it seem like Trump did it, like he personally gave him it, and that he got what he deserved, which is the most asinine thing in the world. Because people are, once something like that takes hold, it becomes, you can't have conversations with people.
Nope.
No.
You just had these people that were adamant that, a government has said to get this, so now you must do it. And nobody should trust government for their medical decisions ever.
Ever.
No,
Talk
never.
To your doctor.
Go see your doctor. And if your doctor says it's fine, I was the first one at our station to get a shot. Mostly because my on-air partner, Gatos, is a hypochondriac. He knew what everybody got, by the way. He would ask everybody. And there was barely any of us there.
Right.
But he wanted to make sure that when his wife got the shot first, because she was a teacher, he was so upset. Because he wanted one so bad. This is a guy who he'll find a bump on his knee and he's pretty sure they're going to have to amputate. Like, that's the kind of guy he was.
Like he just immediately goes to cancer.
Yeah. He got shingles.
Ooh.
And when he found out he got shingles, he was looking it up. He was Google doctoring it in the middle of our show. And it had only been like 10 minutes. We went to break. He turned and looked at me and he said, I could die from this at any moment. And I just looked at him and I said, I don't even know what to say at this point, man. That sucks.
Best thing to do is take some holistic medicine and you'll be fine.
But that being said, I've always said, go talk to your doctor. And I was never big about the kids. Go talk to your doctor. Figure it out for yourself, because that's all you can do. And listen to them, because they apparently went to school. That's what I heard. All right, coming up, truth. What do you believe? What don't you believe? It's very interesting. New thing that has come out, Pew Research, on what is the biggest threat that we have here in our nation, according to a bunch of respondents, not just a few. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
.2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. No active shooter at UTC in Chattanooga, but it took a lot of police and a campus lockdown before the all clear was given. A police spokesperson says a shots fired call prompted the campus to issue an alert. Police arrived and evacuated some buildings. Others were on lockdown while they searched. Nothing was found. The all clear giving at 2 o'clock local time there in Chat. All classes and other activities on campus are canceled the rest of the day, but will resume tomorrow. By the way, Chattanooga government buildings were placed on lockdown too, but they were cleared and reopened. Then here in Nashville, a staffer at University School in Nashville, a private school, received a bomb threat email just as kids were arriving for class this morning. Police swarmed, cleared everyone out, searched the campus's buildings, and determined there was no threat. Classes resumed at 10:30 this morning. Then it was learned that that very email that was sent to a staffer at University School in Nashville went out to other private schools around the nation. Here in Middle Tennessee, Clarksville firefighters' push for a pay raise has led to a study to be conducted to determine whether the department needs higher pay. It comes after the Clarksville City Council passed the new budget without addressing firefighters' calls for a pay raise beyond the standard 2.5% increase provided to all city employees. The Public Safety Committee resolution states that following the study, the recommendations and an ordinance for consideration will be presented to the Finance Committee and the City Council at the November 6th meeting. So it's still not a given that firefighters will get what they're asking for. Dr. James Dobson, founder of the conservative ministry Focus on the Family, has died. He was 89. In 1989, Dobson recorded an interview with serial killer Ted Bundy the day before his execution, and then he talked to his congregation about it.
Sure, he killed 28 women, but he is still a creation of God, and he needed God like everybody else. And John and Marcia went into that prison for 200 plus hours and led him into, I think, only God knows, I think, a genuine relationship with Jesus Christ.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
USS, United Structural Systems, you need to write this number down. Do you have worry about your foundation, stuff that you can't see, right? Those little cracks here and there. What's maybe in the wall, the crawl spaces, their water sitting somewhere that is causing issues? Let USS come out and take care of it before it gets worse. Next thing you know, wood rot, mold. Let me tell you something about mold. Nightmare like you cannot believe. You know that. Take care of it before it becomes something where you're looking at foundation time. Uh-oh, you don't want that. So this is what I want you to do. Write this number down, 615-488-7855. They'll come out. They'll give you a once-over inspection. It's absolutely free. Okay, it's not going to cost you anything. And they're not going to sell you anything you don't need. They're not one of those people who are like, I'm going to push you. You better buy this or else your house is going to fall. No, that's not who they are. 30 years in business, and they're amazing. So do this. Call them because you never know. 615-488-7855 or online at ussTN.com. WebRoot wants to protect you and your family when it comes to your data, what happens on your computer. WebRoot is so powerful and so amazing. If you worry, and you should, about your data, about people being able to, take advantage of maybe your parents or even yourself, and what about those creepers out there when it comes to predators, let WebRoot help you with that. Antivirus and web protection, real-time protection against malware, ransomware, phishing, and so much more. Built-in firewall and networking monitoring. On top of that, they got identity protection, which is incredible. Up to $1 million in theft-related expense reimbursement and advanced dark web monitoring, which is awesome. You want that. Trust me, don't let your ID and your life get out there because you're going to be screwed if it does. VPN and backup and a bunch of amazing things. There's too much to mention here. 24/7 U.S.-based customer service and no annoying pop-ups. 50% off right now. There's two options, WebRoot Total Protection or WebRoot Essentials. All you have to do to get this, 50% off. Go to webroot.com/Chad. That's webroot.com/Chad. Live a better digital life with WebRoot. TikTok raising concerns about its impact on teens. Are they? Saw the White House join TikTok. Did you see that?
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll have to go check that out.
I think it's next. It's less than when is it? The 90-day thing is supposed to be, does it end September 1st? I think.
I
would find it hard to believe that they're not going to extend the
deadline.
The deadline for purchase.
I find it hard to believe that they made such a giant deal out of China having access to all the information on TikTok, and then they go and join TikTok.
Yeah. Well, it's so you guys remember what happened? They freaked out. China's going to get. By the way, China's getting your data all the time. You bought a TV, it's from China, it's stealing your data,
and they're watching you.
They're watching you. They're totally watching you. Everything. You buy sneakers from China, chances are they're watching you. But the influence is what a lot of people were concerned about, and there is plenty of that. I mean, there's no doubt. And we here, because in theory it's supposed to be separate, the whole ByteDance thing, which is baloney, but they made this big deal about China. Everybody got together, right and left. They're all kumbaya, holding hands. We're going to get rid of TikTok. It's going to be all this thing. The minute they knew it was going to go away and everybody started complaining, they flipped so fast. Because people were remember this Sunday it happened? Oh, my God. And then everybody was rushing over to the Red Velvet or whatever it was called, the other thing, which was actually owned by the Chinese Communist Party. Oh, my goodness me. So, yeah, it is it's weird that they're on there, and yet at the same time they're supposed to. And I don't even think they've even come to, because ByteDance said they're not going to sell it, then maybe they will sell it, maybe they won't. The problem is, the only thing you want is the algorithm. Everything else you can reproduce. But if you're not getting that algorithm, and that algorithm, by the way, they have, is a closely guarded military secret. So think about that. It is a military secret. They understand the power and the influence that it has.
Trump extended the deadline to September 17th.
Okay. So we're waiting.
We're less than a month away.
Woo-wee.
Man, I saw a video on there last night.
What was it?
These dudes were trying to clear a giant Asian hornet nest.
Ooh.
Brother, these hornets are like the size of small birds. And they've got on these massive, protective outfits, to keep them from getting stung. But apparently one of them had a hole in his outfit. And you see this guy start jumping around and, I mean, screaming bloody murder because he got stung.
Those are...
What is it with Asia and hornets, man?
I don't know. Murder hornets were fantastic.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of COVID, we got murder hornets.
I actually saw one of those at a friend's house in North Carolina.
What'd they look like?
They were orange. Kind of had some orange and yellow to them, but they weren't as big as I thought they were going to be. Like, especially I've seen bigger hornets in Tennessee, just regular hornets that were bigger than this one. And these hornets in this video last night, and like I said, these things were huge.
They were loaded for bear.
We do not want them over here.
They're loaded for bear. TikTokers, somebody said, needs to get a life. Well, then how can we watch murder hornets chase this poor guy around? So the guy that got stung, did he just...
Yeah, he was screaming and hopping around.
Have you ever seen the guy, the coyote, what's his name, who goes out and gets, every animal or thing that can bite or sting, he does it to himself to rate how painful it is, including the bullet ant.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if you guys have never seen him, so he doesn't do like snakes.
That's smart.
But he'll do like the bullet ant. And the bullet ant is supposed to be the worst of the worst. Like the kind of thing where you're shaking and there's a visceral reaction.
Like it can make you sick.
It can make you sick, yeah. And people react and you can die from it. And he does it. It's so weird. And he'll have it and then he'll put it on his arm and it'll sting him or bite him or whatever it is.
I wouldn't do that.
Coyote Peterson, that's right.
Coyote Peterson. All right, I'll check that dude out.
Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, I like it. I like it. Murder hornet.
Yeah, we have the biggest hornet commonly found in Tennessee is the European hornet. Gets up to 1.4 inches in length.
And it smokes cigarettes.
And it's often confused with the murder hornet because it looks almost exactly like it, only the European hornet has red on black and then yellow, whereas the Asian murder hornet is just kind of orange and black.
You know, if Trump's all the Asian murder hornet, people are like, racist! I
like those orange ones.
Those orange ones. Racist. Remember when he got the China virus? It's a China virus. It comes from China. You mean to tell me that somebody got a pangolin at a fish market?
Remember when I thought you were saying penguin?
Yeah. So it was a pangolin, it was a bat, and there was one other weird dog that they came up with. But it wasn't a dog, but it had like a dog name, like it was a raccoon dog or...
Yeah.
It was something like that. They would come up with anything. And you're just like, So you can't ask the question about the thing a block away that does this? There's no way that could be a part of it? Nope,
it's not.
Can't be a part of it. No way. Which brings us to this. 7 in 10 Americans believe this to be the biggest threat to America. Spread of infectious disease? No. Climate change? No. Condition of the global economy? No. Terrorism? No. The spread of false information online.
And the debt.
Yeah, that's a slow bleed.
Yeah. We're slowly dying from that.
Yeah, that's a slow bleed.
By misinformation.
Misinformation. And disinformation, misinformation are two different things.
Yep.
If you believe something to be true and you want affirmation and people will go and they're like, oh, I think that could be true, and they spread the information, they're not doing it out of malice. They think it's true. I blame the people who get the information, though. Do you know how hard it is to go, I wonder if that's real? And then wonder, well, if only there was a device that could help me. Now, you're seeing this on your phone, which is a computer, because you haven't made a phone call on that thing in 20 years.
Right.
So,
in fact, you have it blocked.
Yes. So you could look and go, is this true? And most people won't do that.
They will not.
And a big reason is affirmation. They want something to be true so bad. They don't want to hear anything that may challenge their identity or upset the apple cart. And they go and they will then spread the information. And Winston Churchill said it best. A lie will be halfway around the world before the truth puts its pants on.
And you got to do that nowadays, man. It's like you and I talk about. You have got to research everything.
Yes.
To get to what, get closest to the truth that you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what I sent you and Bill yesterday, on I guess the zoos are taking animals now to feed to predators.
Yes.
The headline makes it look like they're just going to throw a horse in there and let the lions feast. No, they're going to humanely euthanize these animals that are probably close to it anyway.
Yeah. People can't afford them. And, and people are like, oh my God, animals need to eat too. But the headline made it seem like you show up, you get a ticket, you walk your horse straight into there, then they let it out and they eat it.
And everybody starts cheering.
Yeah.
You tired of your cat? We got the solution for you.
We got something else that'll eat it.
But that's why you've got to go deeper than the headlines.
And it's and in a time like this, in Israel and Gaza is the perfect example. And the old saying that the first casualty in war is truth. Because everybody's going to spread their own side of something. Everybody wants somebody to see only something. It is propaganda. And we are now living in a world where we have enough things that will serve. And I tell you guys this every day. Challenge your beliefs and be open-minded enough to look somewhere else. Even if you see something that says, so-and-so died, rest in peace. We were talking about, was it Ozzy?
Yeah.
That there's no way he died kind of thing. We checked over and over again. Because there's a lot of people out there that spread stuff like that. And a lot of people believe it. And the reason is they do no research. They're not even willing to take 2 seconds to Google to see if this is true.
They just repost it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Which is hilarious. The fact that people do that. People repost. Every night I see at least 1 or 2 absolutely ridiculously fake things. You'll go into a thing, they bury the lead on the 5th paragraph, 6 pages over.
Yeah. By the way, doctors say this isn't really that serious.
Yeah. Which is a frustrating.
After scaring you to death.
Murder hornets.
Yeah.
They also like to carjack. What? All right, coming up, the welcome mat is coming on in. By the way, just to let you guys know, it is Belle's birthday, so if you haven't wished him a happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brother
Happy
Belair.
birthday.
Thank you both.
Oh, he's going to make a beautiful bride. Coming up, we're going to wrap up the show. The welcome mat straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. We're wrapping it up on this Friday light. That's Thursday to most people. Welcome, Matt is here. Matt, what's up, bro?
Hello,
everybody. What's happening, man? What you gonna do? What you got going on?
Hey, Belle, text me so I know that I'm getting text. I'm not getting emails. Somebody text me so I know I'm getting text.
You're not getting text?
I don't know what I'm getting and what I'm not getting. I'm not getting any emails. All my emails I'm very discombobulated today, which is not a preferred word, but very discombobulated. Hey, I heard you talking about the old TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, I got it. Thank you, Chad.
You're welcome.
You're the man. Chad, you're great. Belle.
I know. What's
Happy
his birthday, so he
Belle.
doesn't have to pay any attention.
How old is Belle? What do we think?
41.
I was going to say 43. So I shot a little long for the
You're
runway.
aging him already.
My bad. My bad.
You know, all of us would have been killed by now if we were in Logan's Run.
That's
was that 40?
No, it was 30.
30.
I used to, when I was a kid, my mom was a huge Elvis fan, and so I made it a life goal as a 11-year-old. I thought 42 was pretty old, and I was like, but I knew that Elvis died before his time, quote unquote, and so I made it a goal to be like, let's get beyond Elvis. If we can get beyond Elvis, we're all right.
There you go. And you've done it.
And I've done it, and now it's just all downhill from here.
All downhill.
So it gets worse. I heard you talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
I have, and I give a hat tip of credit to my buddy Cameron Smith from the Tennessean for identifying this. So in the law that was passed by Republicans and Democrats alike when Joe Biden was president, it gives the president of the United States one opportunity to extend it for 90 days. The law says you can extend it once for 90 days. We're now in our third extension.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why people that hate Trump on MSNBC or CNN or whatever aren't harping on this on a daily basis. Everyone in Washington, D.C. is in violation of the law.
Everyone. Yeah. Because they heard from the people, and the people said, don't take it away.
Well, because the people are big crybabies.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine what would happen if the internet went away for 2 weeks?
Oh. I think people would kill people. There would be, absolutely.
I think people would kill people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to make really good green beans.
You know, we talked a couple weeks ago. It's true. We talked a couple weeks ago about the great blackout. Do you remember that in the East Coast?
Yeah.
There was 9 months later, there was tons of babies. Nobody's dating anymore.
Right.
It would be like a bunch of little trolls coming out of their hut to look what's going on.
I mean, I just if this is the reaction to a momentary blip on TikTok, imagine if all the social medias were gone. Oh my goodness gracious.
Me.
But yeah, so I'm just fascinated that the law specifically states 190-day extension, and it actually says, if there is a deal on the table and all that. And now we're in our I think we're in our third extension.
It's the third, yeah.
And
interesting.
Because it went away for like one day where you couldn't download it, and if you had it, you stopped, and people freaked, and then they all ran over to the competitor of TikTok. And that was actually owned by the Communist Chinese Party, all in all.
I mean, you do Instagram?
I do the gram, yeah.
I do too. I have to.
I do.
I guess, is Instagram like TikTok now?
It is, very much so, yeah. But I mean,
Same
TikTok is TikTok is way better. But to give you guys the power of TikTok, 97% of people who go to Instagram and who go to Facebook now watch reels or short videos and say that rather than even looking at stuff from their friends.
And Facebook and those platforms changed all of that because of TikTok. Because TikTok's so effective.
That's it.
We're going to update this Somalian fella that raped the woman. I've got some inside information as to how many times he was arrested by the Metro Nashville Police Department without being turned over to the Sheriff's Department so he could be deported. That's coming up.
Woo, that's all straight ahead. It's a welcome, Matt. Have a good one.